You ever walk into a place so fancy, you feel like even your shoes are apologizing for existing? That's exactly what hit me the second I stepped inside Brilliance Gyms. Yeah, the luxury spot right on Michigan Avenue. All polished marble floors, mirrors everywhere, security guards who look like they could spot a fingerprint from across the street. I was wearing jeans that had seen better days and a navy blouse I'd owned since Obama was in office, and let's just say, nobody was rolling out any red carpets for me. I felt every stare. You know what I mean? That little lift of an eyebrow, the sideways glance at my sneakers like maybe I was lost, maybe I'd wandered in by mistake. Joke's on them, though. I was exactly where I needed to be. See, here's the thing nobody in that showroom knew. Tucked in my old leather satchel, right between a half-crushed granola bar and my deadbeat flip phone, was a contract naming me the brand new owner of Brilliance Gyms. Yeah, that happened. But I wasn't there to make an entrance or throw my weight around. Not yet. I wanted to see the place for what it really was, you know? Watch how folks acted when they thought nobody important was watching. Sometimes the best way to see the truth is to blend right in, or at least try to. I just stood there for a second, taking it all in. The air was cool and smelled like jasmine. Every case lit up just right so the diamonds looked like they were breathing. Behind the counter, a saleswoman named Claire gave me the world's tightest smile, her fingers pausing on a velvet tray full of ruby rings. Over by the earrings, a guy named Marcus didn't bother hiding his smirk when he saw my shoes. Meanwhile, customers, women in designer coats, men with more watch than wrist, looked past me like I was one of those old fake plants in the corner. Then there was Evelyn Harper, the manager. You could spot her a mile away, sharp suit, even sharper eyes, every inch in control. She was the type who could quiet a room with a look, and right then, I was the target. Her smile said, "Welcome," but her eyes said, "Why are you here?" I just smiled back, that little half-smirk you give when you know something nobody else does. She strutted over and gave me the old, "Are you browsing today?" Browsing, as if that was all I'd ever be. I kept my cool. "I'd love to see the diamond collection from last month's gala," I said. I might as well have asked to see the crown jewels. Evelyn's smile went tight as a drum. "Those pieces are reserved for established clients, by appointment only," she said, putting just enough ice on the words to freeze out any hope. Claire's smirk was back. Marcus leaned in to whisper to the other guy, and somewhere in the room, a little laugh floated out, quick and mean. "Mind if I see your catalog then?" I said, voice even, like I hadn't even heard the snub. Evelyn handed me a glossy booklet filled with nice enough jewelry, definitely not the top-shelf stuff. "Feel free to take a look over there," she said, waving me off toward a quiet corner by the windows. It was a classic move. Keep the riffraff out of the way. I went, but I didn't bother opening the catalog. Instead, I watched. The showroom ran like clockwork. Every customer evaluated, weighed, sorted into worth it or not worth the time. The rich couple with the private appointment got champagne and a private room. Some young guy in a hoodie by the budget rings, ignored like he was invisible. It was all about surface, always had been. Then, in swept Sophia Loren, the socialite, the influencer, the whole room shifting like a weather front just blew in. Blonde, perfect, every inch dripping money and status. Instantly, Evelyn was at her side, gushing about the exclusive collection and how they'd been saving a room just for her. Claire and Marcus fell in line. Junior staff hustled over with champagne. I actually had to fight off a laugh. Just a minute ago, I was persona non grata, and now Sophia walks in, and it's like they rolled out the Oscars. I watched as Evelyn led Sophia right to the case I'd asked about. Pink diamonds, sparkling like they held secrets. Claire poured on the sugar, showing off the rings, answering questions with the kind of warmth I never got. I caught Marcus eyeing Sophia, straightening his tie, the works. Meanwhile, I was just background noise. But then, I did something small, maybe petty, but hey, I'm human. I walked up and let my fingers graze the edge of the diamond case. The whole place seemed to freeze. Evelyn's heels clacked over fast. "Please don't touch the cases," she snapped. Suddenly everyone's watching me, the staff, the customers, even Sophia, who gave me that slow up and down look. The vibe was clear. Time for the outsider to back down, but I didn't. I looked Evelyn right in the eye. "I'd like to speak to the owner." Dead silence. You could feel every ear in the place straining to hear what would happen next. Evelyn gave me the kind of tight smile you usually reserve for telemarketers. The owner isn't available. If you have a concern, you can speak with me. So I just nodded, reached into my bag, and pulled out that old flip phone. That's fine. I'll call her myself, I said. I met Adrienne Wells at a charity auction. She told me to call her anytime. Now, that got their attention. Claire went pale, Marcus stopped breathing. Sophia actually looked interested for the first time. I punched in the number, and you better believe the room went even quieter. A few seconds, a quick conversation, and then the doors swung open and in walked Adrienne herself, regional president, suit sharper than a razor, voice that cut straight through the tension. She spotted me instantly, smiled like I was family, and called the whole staff into the conference room. Just like that, the tables turned. We sat around this big mahogany table, the city skyline fading into night behind us, and for the first time since I walked in, all eyes were really on me. Adrienne stood at the head and dropped the bomb. Naomi Cross is the new owner of Brilliance Gyms. Dead. Silence. I watched Evelyn's face drain of color, Claire's hands twist in her lap, Marcus freeze mid-tie adjustment. Couldn't help it. I let a little smile slip. I came here to see how this place treats people, I said. Not just VIPs or big spenders, but everyone. And I didn't let anyone off the hook. If I wasn't the owner, would you even treat me with respect? Nobody said a word. Didn't need to. Their faces told the whole story. Marcus finally spoke up, voice rough. I just followed Evelyn's lead. We all did. Claire admitted. I prioritized high rollers, brushed off people who didn't look the part. Like you. Even Evelyn, tough as steel, broke down. I thought I was upholding standards, she said, voice cracking. I was wrong. I wasn't there for revenge. That's not how you fix things. I laid out my plan, training for everyone, open forums, transparency in sourcing, a culture where respect mattered more than status. I invited the staff to speak up, and this time, they did. The air changed in that room. Not instantly, but you could feel something new taking root. When I walked back out to the showroom, the change was already visible. Marcus was helping that kid in the hoodie, actually listening, actually caring. Claire stopped to answer a question about where our diamonds come from, her tone real, not just polite. Evelyn came over, soft voice, eyes humble, and thanked me for the chance to make things right. Show me in your actions, I told her. As the sun set and the last light scattered off those ridiculous, beautiful gyms, I stood by the door for a minute, just letting it all wash over me. Brilliance Gyms was still shiny, still rich, but now it felt like a place where maybe, just maybe, anybody could belong. So here's what I'm wondering. What would you do if you had the power to flip the script like that? Ever been judged by how you looked or where you came from? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your stories. And if Naomi's story hit home, send it to someone who needs to hear it. Because sometimes, the real sparkle isn't in the diamonds, it's in the way we treat each other.